Hello, thank you for joining me. This is Moments with Uncle D. Today, I want to do a tribute to one of my favorite gospel artists who is well known. Her name is Tramaine Hawkins. And before I get started, I'm going to do my thumbnail. All right. This is a lady I grew up listening to growing up. My mom had every album. So this is not going to be just a video about vinyl. This is going to be a video about CDs and cassettes as well. Because around the time she was singing, they was transitioning from LPs to cassettes, then from cassettes to CDs. So the first album is her self-entitled album, Tramaine, which came out in 1979, the year I was born. My mother played this album almost every day. My mother also led some of these songs. My mother was a singer, and she would go and sing songs at different engagements. And she used to sing "When You Pray," "Lord I Tried," and then "Around the House Look at Me." But this is one of her favorite LPs that I grew up listening to all the time growing up. I also have that on CD. Next was her next album, her Determined album, which came out in I believe it was 1983. And my mother used to sing "Hear My Word" off of this one. Like I said, I grew up, this was a good album. This album had like Waymaker, Rescue Me, Can't Find the Words, Trust and Obey, a real good album. So if you don't have this in your collection, I would get it. I also have that also on CD when they started putting them on CDs. Then her third album, which was kind of on the like Christian R&B side. A lot of the church gave her a flack for making this album, but this was her "The Search Is Over" album, which is a great album. I also have this on cassette and CD. This song had "How I Got Over" and "Heaven's Gate" and "Fall Down." The club dance that everybody was dancing to back in the day, "Fall Down," that was on this album. I also have this on cassette, and I also have it. I used to have it on CD, but I don't know where it's at. But I have it. I enjoyed this album. Then she made one more album with the A&M label, which was considered another like Christian R&B album. That was her Freedom album. So these two albums right here, she got a lot of flack from by the church. They thought she had abandoned her Christian roots, which she really didn't. The albums was real good. This one had like "Freedom" and "The Rock" and "I Belong to You," "Love Is Blind," "Daniel," and "Power," which was produced by the Jacksons, the Jackson 5. So I also have this on CD and cassette. Then she came out with another album back in 1988, which is called, this one is "The Joy That Floods My Soul." I've had all my albums of her since I was a child. This is one that I've had since I was a child. I never really opened mine until my adult years because my mother had it, so we basically played hers and I kept mine. But I also had this on cassette also. Now we're done with the the LPs because at that time I was transitioning from LPs to cassette.